slightly better than expected, but these are not numbers to write home about. For July, Toyota sales down 6%. 475,000, just over 475,000, almost a 500,000. Third best-selling vehicle in the United States.
I just watched a 1999 Toyota 4Runner with 478,000 miles drive past a broken-down 2022 Honda Pilot on the side of Highway 84. The irony was impossible to ignore. While the owner of the newer SUV waited for a tow truck, probably wondering how his $47,000 investment could fail him after just 45,000 miles, Sarah from Oregon cruised by in her ancient 4Runner, heading home from another flawless 2,000-mile road trip to Yellowstone. Her odometer reads 478,000 miles. Her engine purrs like it just rolled off the assembly line. Her maintenance costs for the entire year. Less than most people spend on a single modern SUV repair. But here's what's really shocking. Sarah's bulletproof SUV cost her $4,200 3 years ago. That's less than most people spend on a vacation, yet it will outlive every new SUV on the road today. The Golden Age Revelation. Let me tell you about the biggest lie in the automotive industry. That newer means better. Last Tuesday, I watched a man pay $47,000 for a 2022 Honda Pilot with 45,000 miles at a Phoenix dealership. The salesman was practically high-fiving his manager as they walked this guy through financing paperwork that'll keep him paying for the next 6 years. Modern features, low mileage, factory warranty, everything you're supposed to want in an SUV. But here's what that salesman didn't mention. That shiny new Pilot was built with planned obsolescence. Every component was engineered to minimum specifications to save weight and cost. The engine? Designed to last exactly 150,000 miles before major repairs become inevitable. The transmission? Built with tolerances that prioritize fuel economy over longevity. Even the body panels are thinner than what they used to make because durability takes a back seat to profit margins. Therefore, this guy just paid premium prices for inferior engineering disguised as modern technology. Now, let me show you what real automotive engineering looks like. This is the engine bay of a 2003 Toyota 4Runner with 380,000 miles on it. Look at the thickness of these engine components. Feel the weight of this alternator bracket. Notice how everything is overbuilt to an almost ridiculous degree. This SUV was manufactured during what I call the golden age of automotive engineering, roughly 1995 to 2008, when manufacturers were still competing on build quality rather than just features and quarterly profits. The 3.4-liter V6 engine in this 4Runner was tested for over 500,000 miles before production, not 150,000 miles like modern engines, 500,000 miles. The transmission was designed with tolerances that most modern vehicles don't even approach. Even the body panels were made from thicker steel because durability mattered more than fuel economy regulations. But here's the crucial difference. These vehicles were designed in an era before planned obsolescence became the industry standard. Engineers weren't told to make components last exactly 100,000 miles. They were told to make them bulletproof. The result? SUVs that were literally overbuilt to such an extreme degree that they're practically immortal. I recently compared maintenance records between a 2022 Honda Pilot and a 2005 model with 280,000 miles. The results were shocking. The owner of the 2022 model had spent more on maintenance in 18 months than the high-mileage owner had spent in 3 years. Modern complexity doesn't equal reliability. It often means the opposite. Therefore, while everyone else is overpaying for newer SUVs with questionable longevity, these automotive masterpieces from the golden age are sitting on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, just waiting for someone who understands what they're really worth. The best part? Right now is the perfect time to buy them. The Immortal 15, Part 1. Let me introduce you to the first 5 SUVs that were built to outlive their owners, starting with the undisputed king of automotive immortality. Sarah from Oregon bought her 1999 4Runner 3 years ago with 278,000 miles for $4,200. Her family thought she'd lost her mind. Today, That 4Runner has 478,000 miles and just completed another flawless cross-country road trip. The engine doesn't burn a drop of oil between changes. The transmission shifts like silk. Even the air conditioning blows ice cold. What makes these 4Runners so special? They were built on a truck platform during Toyota's obsession with bulletproof reliability. The 5VZFE engine was designed for commercial use. It's the same basic power plant Toyota put in their work trucks. Body-on-frame construction means it can handle abuse that would destroy a modern crossover. But here's the secret. The 1996 to 2002 models are the sweet spot. They have the legendary engine that's known to run 500,000 miles with basic maintenance. But they're old enough that nobody wants them. Therefore, you can find clean examples with complete service histories for $3,500 to $4,800. Most people don't realize the Lexus GX 470 is basically a Toyota Land Cruiser wearing a luxury suit. Same platform, same bulletproof engineering, but because it says Lexus instead of Toyota, people assume it's going to be expensive to maintain. Meet Robert, a retired engineer in Arizona, whose 2005 Lexus GX 470 just hit 425,000 miles. He bought it 4 years ago, with 320,000 miles for $4,500. Everyone told him he was buying someone else's problems. Instead, he got one of the most reliable luxury SUVs ever built. The 4.7-liter V8 in these GX models is the same engine Toyota used in the Tundra and Land Cruiser. It's been tested to over 500,000 miles and regularly exceeds those numbers in real-world use. But you also get Lexus levels of comfort. Leather seats, premium sound system, and build quality that puts modern luxury SUVs to shame. Therefore, you can find clean examples with 250,000 to 350,000 miles for $4,000 to $5,000. Yes, they're at the top of our budget range, but you're getting a luxury SUV that was built to run forever. The first-generation Honda Pilot represents something we'll probably never see again. A family SUV built with motorcycle company Precision. Honda took everything they learned about building bulletproof motorcycles and applied it to a 3-row SUV. Jennifer from Michigan was about to finance a newer SUV when I showed her a 2005 Pilot with 285,000 miles, selling for $3,600. Her first thought was, too many miles. Today, that Pilot has 380,000 miles and has never left her stranded. The J35 V6 engine in these Pilots is legendary among Honda enthusiasts. It's the same basic design Honda used in their Ridgeline truck, overbuilt for commercial duty, but smooth enough for daily family use. The transmission was designed to handle the weight of a fully loaded SUV plus trailer, which means normal driving is a vacation for these components. Therefore, nobody wants them because they're too old and have too many miles. You can regularly find clean examples for $3,200 to $4,500. The Immortal 15. Part 2. The next 5 SUVs prove that automotive immortality comes in different packages, but the engineering excellence remains constant. Sometimes you need something bigger, something that can haul a family of 8 plus all their gear. That's where the first-generation Toyota Sequoia comes in. A gentle giant that combines truck-tough reliability with surprising refinement. I recently met a family in Texas whose 2003 Sequoia just crossed 465,000 miles. They bought it 8 years ago with 280,000 miles for $4,200, and it's been their primary family vehicle ever since. 3 cross-country road trips, countless soccer tournaments, and daily school runs. This Sequoia has done it all. Built on the Tundra truck platform with the bulletproof 4.7-liter V8, these Sequoias were designed to last. The engine is the same one Toyota used in their commercial trucks, overbuilt for constant heavy-duty use. The transmission was designed to handle towing 6,500 pounds, which means normal family hauling is effortless. But what makes these Sequoias special is their combination of capability and comfort. 8-passenger seating, massive cargo space, and the ability to tow a boat or trailer. Yet they ride smoothly enough for daily commuting. The Texas family has spent less than $2,000 on maintenance in 8 years, mostly routine items like brakes and tires. Therefore, you can find clean examples with $250,000 to 350,000 miles for $3,800 to $4,900. For families who need maximum space and Toyota reliability, nothing beats a first-generation Sequoia. In the mountains of Colorado, there's a 2006 Subaru Forester with 340,000 miles that's been through more adventures than most people experience in a lifetime. The owner, an outdoor photographer named Dave, bought it 5 years ago with 220,000 miles for $3,400. Since then, it's been to the top of every major peak in Colorado, survived countless camping trips, and never once failed to start in sub-zero temperatures. The secret? Subaru's Boxer engine and symmetrical all-wheel drive system were designed for exactly this kind of abuse. The Boxer engine sits lower in the chassis, giving these Foresters a lower center of gravity than traditional SUVs. The all-wheel drive system is always engaged, not just when you need it, and the build quality from this era was exceptional. These were the Foresters that established Subaru's reputation for reliability. But here's what's remarkable. Dave's Forester still gets 28 miles per gallon on the highway. The interior shows minimal wear despite hundreds of thousands of miles, and everything works exactly as it should. He's spent less on maintenance than most people spend on car payments. Therefore, you can find these Foresters with 200,000 to 300,000 miles for $2,800 to $4,200. They're perfect for anyone who needs reliable all-weather transportation without the complexity of modern SUVs. Here's Honda luxury at Honda prices. The first-generation Acura MDX represents one of the best values in the used SUV market. Built on Honda's proven platform with their legendary V6 engine, these MDXs offer premium features without the premium maintenance costs. Margaret, a retired teacher in Florida, bought her 2004 MDX 3 years ago with 280,000 miles for $3,800. Everyone told her she was buying trouble. Instead, she got Honda reliability with leather seats. The 3.5-liter V6 in these MDXs is essentially the same engine Honda used in their Pilot and Ridgeline, proven to go 300,000 plus miles with proper maintenance. But you also get features that were cutting edge for their time: premium sound system, leather interior, and build quality that rivals much more expensive SUVs. Therefore, these MDXs fly under the radar because people assume Acura means expensive maintenance. The reality is, they're Honda reliable with premium features, available for $3,000 to $4,300. The Immortal 15, Part 3, plus buying secrets. Let me reveal the final 9 SUVs that complete our Immortal 15, plus the critical buying intelligence that separates smart purchases from expensive mistakes. The first-generation Toyota Highlander is what happens when Toyota applies their legendary reliability to a car-based SUV platform. Think of it as the Camry of SUVs, and that's definitely a good thing. I recently helped a family find a 2004 Highlander with 295,000 miles for $3,700. Today, at 395,000 miles, it's still their primary family vehicle, built on Toyota's proven Camry platform, but with SUV versatility, these Highlanders offer the perfect balance of reliability, fuel economy, and practicality. The family with the 395,000-mile Highlander has spent less than $1,500 on maintenance in 4 years. Therefore, you can find clean examples for $3,500 to $4,700. Carlos, from Nevada's 1999 Pathfinder, just hit 410,000 miles and is still towing his boat every weekend. He bought it 6 years ago with 320,000 miles for $2,900. The VG33E engine in these Pathfinders is legendary among Nissan enthusiasts, the same basic design Nissan used in their trucks and commercial vehicles. Therefore, you can find clean examples for $2,500 to $3,800. The 4.0-liter inline-6 engine in these Grand Cherokees is AMC's bulletproof design, proven in military and commercial applications. Despite Chrysler's reputation, this engine is virtually indestructible. Therefore, you can find examples for $2,200 to $3,500. The 4.0-liter SOHC V6 in later models represents proven American engineering on a body-on-frame platform built for durability. Therefore, budget-friendly longevity is available for $1,800 to $3,200. The 5.3-liter LS engine in these Tahoes is legendary for reliability, built on a truck-based platform that can handle anything. Therefore, American full-size capability is yours for $2,800 to $4,200. The ultimate reliability champion, built for global markets where failure isn't an option. These cost more, $8,000 to $15,000, but they're worth every penny for those who understand true automotive immortality. The compact reliability champion that established Honda's SUV reputation, efficient, reliable, and built to Honda's exacting standards. Therefore, efficient longevity is available for $2,500 to $4,000. The Ford Escape's twin, but with better reliability and Mazda's attention to detail, often overlooked, which creates buying opportunities. Therefore, budget immortality is yours for $1,500 to $2,800. The 3.2-liter V6 engine and truck-based durability in a package nobody remembers. This creates incredible value for informed buyers. Therefore, overlooked reliability is available for $1,200 to $2,500. But here's what separates automotive immortals from expensive mistakes: documentation. If you're looking at any high-mileage vehicle, the stack of maintenance records should be thicker than your smartphone. No exceptions. Last month, I looked at two identical 2003 Toyota 4Runners. Both had over 280,000 miles. Both were priced around $4,000. The first looked perfect, but had no maintenance records. The second looked rougher, but came with a 3-inch thick folder of every service since new. The pretty one with no service history needed a $3,000 transmission rebuild within 6 months. The rough-looking one with perfect maintenance records is still running strong 2 years later. Never buy the first example you find. These vehicles are out there in numbers, and patience pays off. The best deals often come from owners who understand exactly what they have, but need to sell quickly for personal reasons. Just last month, I helped a subscriber find a 2003 Honda Pilot with 265,000 miles for $3,400. The owner was moving overseas and needed it gone within a week. The SUV had every service record since new recent timing belt, and drove like it had half the miles. Therefore, patience and persistence create the best opportunities in this market. The immortality secret, plus market reality. But owning an automotive immortal requires understanding the one secret that separates 500,000-mile heroes from 200,000-mile failures. The maintenance philosophy that creates legends. Sarah's 4Runner, with 478,000 miles, has never missed a scheduled service. Not once. Every oil change, every fluid replacement, every recommended maintenance item has been completed exactly when specified. The result? An SUV that's more reliable than most vehicles with 1/10 of the miles. Mike from Colorado, whose 4Runner has 380,000 miles, keeps his maintenance folder organized by year, with every receipt documented. It's not obsessive, it's smart. When you understand that deferring a $200 service can lead to a $3,000 repair, perfect maintenance becomes an investment strategy. But modern SUV owners defer maintenance to save money, then wonder why their vehicles fail prematurely. A $47,000 Honda Pilot owner who skips oil changes to save $50 will spend thousands more in premature engine wear. Therefore, the maintenance mindset determines longevity more than the engineering itself. These SUVs that make it to 500,000 miles aren't just well-maintained. They're loved by owners who understand what they have. These aren't transportation appliances. They're proof that when something is built right and cared for properly, it can last virtually forever. Robert's Lexus GX470 with 425,000 miles isn't just his daily driver, it's his pride and joy. He washes it weekly, addresses every minor issue immediately, and treats it like the engineering masterpiece it is. This emotional connection translates into meticulous care that extends far beyond basic maintenance. But most people treat cars as disposable appliances, expecting them to run without attention or investment. They buy new vehicles to avoid maintenance, not realizing that complexity creates more maintenance, not less. Therefore, the owner's mindset matters more than the vehicle's age. Right now, while everyone else is fighting over newer SUVs with questionable longevity, these automotive masterpieces are sitting ignored on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Sellers often don't understand what they have, creating incredible opportunities for informed buyers. A 2003 Toyota 4Runner with 250,000 miles isn't a high-mileage vehicle. It's barely broken in, but sellers price them like they're worn out because they don't understand the engineering difference between golden age vehicles and modern disposables. But this creates a perfect buying environment for those who understand true automotive value. While others overpay for depreciating assets, you can acquire appreciating classics that get better with age. Therefore, knowledge creates incredible buying opportunities in today's market. Let's do the math that dealers don't want you to see. Sarah's $4,200 4Runner, lasting 500,000 miles, costs 0.84 cents per mile. That $47,000 Honda Pilot, lasting 150,000 miles, costs 31.3 cents per mile. The difference isn't just significant, it's generational wealth preservation versus financial destruction. But most people focus on monthly payments instead of total cost of ownership. They'll finance $47,000 over 6 years, paying interest and depreciation, while the smart money buys automotive immortals for cash and drives them for decades. The maintenance costs tell the same story. Sarah has spent less than $2,000 total on her 4Runner in 3 years. The average new SUV owner spends more than that annually on payments alone, before adding maintenance, insurance, and depreciation. Therefore, these SUVs represent more than transportation. They're financial freedom from the endless cycle of car payments and depreciation. This isn't temporary market disruption. The golden age of automotive engineering is over. Modern manufacturers have perfected planned obsolescence, and they're not going back to overbuilding vehicles. These 15 SUVs represent the last generation of automotive immortals. As more people discover this truth, prices for golden age vehicles will rise. The smart money is buying now, while the masses still chase shiny new depreciating assets. Therefore, understanding automotive immortality isn't just about transportation. It's about preserving wealth in an era of disposable everything. So, why will these 15 SUVs outlive you? Because they were built during the last era when automotive engineers were allowed to overbuild everything. They're not just reliable. They're proof that when something is designed right and maintained properly, it becomes practically immortal. Sarah's 1999 4Runner with 478,000 miles isn't an anomaly. It's the natural result of Toyota's golden age engineering, meeting an owner who understood what she had. Robert's Lexus GX4 7.0 with 425,000 miles isn't lucky. It's the predictable outcome of Land Cruiser DNA in luxury packaging. Jennifer's Honda Pilot with 380,000 miles isn't exceptional. It's what happens when motorcycle company precision meets family SUV practicality. These aren't just vehicles. They're time machines that transport you back to an era when manufacturers built their reputation on durability, not marketing budgets. Every component was over-engineered because failure meant losing customers for life. Every system was tested beyond reasonable limits because excellence was the minimum acceptable standard. But here's the uncomfortable truth the automotive industry doesn't want you to know. They could still build vehicles like this today. Toyota could produce 4Runners that last 500,000 miles. Honda could engineer pilots that never need major repairs. Lexus could create SUVs that appreciate in value instead of depreciating. They choose not to, because planned obsolescence is more profitable than customer satisfaction. Why sell someone one vehicle that lasts 30 years when you can sell them 6 vehicles that last 5 years each? The math is simple, and it's destroying American families' financial futures one car payment at a time. The economic implications go far beyond individual purchases. When you buy a $4,200 SUV that lasts 500,000 miles, instead of financing a $47,000 SUV that dies at 150,000 miles, you're not just saving money, you're breaking free from the debt cycle that keeps American families trapped in perpetual car payments. That's $42,800 in immediate savings, plus 6 years of avoided payments, plus lower insurance costs, plus the pride of owning something that was built to last. Multiply that across a lifetime of vehicle purchases, and you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars in preserved wealth.